Enlightened lovelies, and welcome to my channel Enlightened Starseed, and welcome back if you are returning. This channel is where I love to do pick a card readings, horoscope messages, horoscope readings, and readings for the collective. I just want to come on here and talk to you guys for a bit and talk about those 3 months I was MIA. Yeah. So guys, first, this is my candle. I channel through fire, through the candle fire, through the candle flame. And this started in the beginning of my journey. And I started communicating with spirits through the candle and sensing and knowing and feeling them around me. And I scry through the candle flame. I also receive messages and communicate through the candle. And some people scry through water and communicate with their guides and get messages through water. Mine is fire. Now, I am a fire sign. I am a Sagittarius, but I'm also a Taurus moon. And most of my readings, I always have a candle in every reading to channel and communicate. Recently started calling myself Spirit's Medium. 2022 was like the roughest year ever for me. And I kept getting knocked down, and I said, I'm just going to keep, getting back on my feet, dust myself off, and, keep going. And there was a lot of endings that year, a lot of endings, a lot of doors closing, a lot of sad endings I didn't understand in my life. Things were just not aligning. And I recall hitting rock bottom. And I was like, that's it, I'm done with everything. I don't care, And I found myself in this isolation and not wanting to communicate with people, distancing myself from people, blocking people, walking away from people. I'm like, if the doors are closing, might as well just close it all the way, right? So, and I found that I was in this depression, this depressive mood, and I didn't know how to get out of it. And, when life hits you in a certain way, you just figure, okay, that's the end. Life is over, everything is over, I'm done. And you have no clear vision of the future or what you want anymore. And that's when my grandfather came in, my grandfather on my father's side. And I remember he came in super strong. I mean, I haven't felt energy like that since Archangel Michael, right? But I knew it wasn't Archangel Michael. It was just a strong energy while I was in meditation. And I said, who is this? Who is with me? And in my head, I see the word and heard the word. No, I just saw the word spirit guide. And then I said, spirit guide? Are you my spirit guide? And I'm hearing a little laugh, a little chuckle, and I can feel them nodding their head. Yes. I just knew it was my grandfather on my father's side, just automatically. And like right next to me while I'm in meditation, and they're like doing their thing in my head and moving things around in my head, like moving furniture or something. And I said, okay, wow, let me just go with this. It's a very powerful spirit guide, I thought. So at that time, I was still new to things and still in this resistance mode. And, I'm like, I'm miserable. Let me just be miserable, okay? Don't even, like, I'm not even trying to get out of this, just let me be. And, and I slowly started to change. Slowly started to change my way of thinking and getting back on the spiritual wagon, per se. And he came in when I needed him the most, when I was like giving up on myself, giving up on my channel. I took several breaks from my channel, guys. I took several breaks. I mean, I'm just going through it like everybody else. I am just going through life just like everyone else, and I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect, but I said I created this channel to teach others of the things I have learned as well through life. And usually, when you get knocked down and you go through emotional pain, trauma, things that knock you down and off your feet, it's something that I felt like I had to teach others how to get back up and start again and not give up, and to keep trusting and keep believing and keep having faith. So this is why I, wanted to make this video today. So, as I went on and realized that my grandfather is with me, I was like, oh, and I didn't know he was with me like 24/7 all the time, I said, one day I called out his name and he like pushed me. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were right here. I thought you left or something. Okay. And no, he said he's going to stick with me until he's no longer needed. So he's been with me since October 2022, September, October 2022. And he's been helping me, guiding me, and along my journey. And you too can call in your past ancestors to help guide you, to help you along your path, to help you find your purpose in life. They are here to assist us as well. So call on your past loved ones, your ancestors. They're just waiting to hear from you. So 2023, I'm working my channel. My channel is like the best thing for me mentally. It was helping me keep my mind off of the past, the sadness, the emotional baggage, the pain of the past, and it kept me busy. It made me feel worthy. It made me appreciate myself and what I'm doing, help me love myself, help me find my purpose. I realized by summertime that I had to see my dad. And I said, I got to see my dad, and it has to be this year. It can't wait till next year. And I just kept saying that. I didn't know why at the time, but I just kept saying that. And I made my reservations and got my ticket for Toronto, Canada. And he lives right outside Toronto in Mississauga. And guys, by the time I got there, he had passed. He wasn't well, and it came suddenly. It wasn't like he was sick for a long time. It just happened suddenly. And I didn't make it in time, but I said, okay, everything happens for a reason, you know, because he really didn't want to see anyone. And at that time, I was going through a lot of playing back the childhood, growing up. He wasn't the easiest, you know. He was very strict and direct. You know, everything I did never seemed to be good enough. I wasn't, you know, smart enough. I wasn't clean enough. It was like I just wasn't good enough for this man, and all these past emotions started creeping back. You know, it was bad enough my recent past, let alone my past. So I was like, oh my gosh, here I go again. And I didn't cry. I didn't have any emotion when he passed. I just said, I'm going to throw myself into my channel and work. And I was just putting in so much effort, like in my channel, that I was like burning myself out. And reading the cards seemed to be like I was pushing against the grain. It felt like I was trying to pull the messages out. Like I was having so much trouble, you know. I was pulling and pushing against the grain. Like why am I having such a tough time reading these cards, you know? And then my grandfather comes in, and boy, did he. He was like, enough is enough is enough. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, enough is enough is enough. Like, go to your corner. Because I was complaining about everything up and down. I was complaining about life, everything. This wasn't fair, that isn't fair, and it was just not. And when you do this kind of work, guys, you have to be in alignment. You have to level up. You cannot play around here, because the energies will push back and make you align, you know. So he told me, you have to take off the next 3 months. And I was like, 3 months? 3 months though? Why? And I was like, 3 months is just too long. And he was like, oh yeah, you have to pull back. And guys, when things don't work out for you the way you planned, the way you expect it to be, that's when you need to pull back. Stop. Go within. Take a break. Take a break so you can fall back into alignment, so you can see things in a broader aspect. You know, so you can see, is this really for me, or is there something else for me to do? Because I was thinking, you know, am I going to come back to tarot? Am I really going to come back to tarot? You know, am I going to come back to my channel? I wasn't sure for a minute there. You know, I wasn't sure if I even wanted to. So I really had to go within and see for myself. And guys, it was like I was going through this whole transformation, a total transformation. I got sick. It was like I was going through a purge, a cleansing, and I was going through it. Have you ever seen the Star Trek movie? I think it was Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, when he's going through his transformation and he's in pain and he's you know, at peace for a minute, and then he's like hollering in pain and letting it go and letting it out. That's how I can explain my experience. You know, it was painful 1 minute, it was peaceful the next, it was painful again. It was like I was going back and forth until it was finally released. I had to call in Archangel Michael to cut, clear, and delete I mean, it was intense. So my grandfather, he said, 3 months. Now, when it was getting close to February, guys, I was like, oh gosh, we have like 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. And it was like the last 2 weeks of waiting, I was like, I couldn't take it. I couldn't even take sitting around watching TV anymore. It was like, okay, am I going back? Am I going to do this now or what? Can I go back? And he was like, take action. I was like, yeah. So I just started back at my channel, and he said, don't look at it as work. Look at it as fun, just as fun. Because before I was looking at it like, I got to put in the work, And during those 3 months, I was doing the shadow work. I was doing the shadow work. I was doing the emotional healing. I was transforming any baggage of the past, any emotional pain from the past, and from my past and past lives. So it was a lot of healing, guys. No wonder he said 3 months. But I'm back, and I am smiling from ear to ear. And I'm happy to be back and happy to do my readings and come on here and do my horoscope messages, horoscope readings. And I'm doing 2. That's another thing I want to tell you guys. I've been changing up a few things on my channel. I do the short horoscope messages. That's not going to be a monthly thing. It's going to be on certain occasions. And I will be doing every month a horoscope readings, full readings for every horoscope, messages for the collective. And I've been interested in astrology, and soon I would like to incorporate some astrology into my readings. And there's always something new to do, new to add. You're always learning, growing as you go along when it comes to enjoying tarot. So I am happy. So guys, thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. And remember, I'm sending you lots of love and light. Take care.